what good means depends on your perspective. So if you're a sustainability person who's concerned about carbon emissions, then a good building will be one which has very low carbon emissions. But actually, if you're a planner or someone who's interested in the character of a building, particularly say where we've got historic buildings or retrofit, then good will be something which preserves that character or enhances it. Certainly not something that for the sake of some other purpose, such as reducing carbon emissions, might damage that character or fabric. So, and good can, in that sense, can also mean durable, long-lasting. Quite often we forget the perspective of the user in buildings. So the criteria of what makes a building good might be completely different from a planner or a sustainability person. It's about comfort, about usability, about having control over the environment, the internal environment. And then there's also the issue of health. But quite often users don't understand, and actually most of the construction industry doesn't seem to understand the relationship between buildings and health. So people say, well, they've got condensation or we've got mold in the bathroom. They don't necessarily understand that that might be the cause of their bronchial problems or other issues of ill health. So what makes a building good depends on your perspective, but it also depends on your level of knowledge and your understanding of how we interact with buildings. And there is an interaction between buildings and people, which operates at many different levels, both in both directions. You know, we affect the buildings and the buildings affect us. But unless people actually understand those interactions and how those interactions actually affect each other, then quite often we can continue as though buildings are fine when they're actually not fine. So when we're turning that round and saying what makes a good building, then we have to take a broad view which takes into account all those different aspects. If it's going to be good for the long term and not only for one particular interest group.